Hi, welcome back to my channel. Antoinette here. This is just for show, but I'm doing a VR to Tapestry of the Unseen. Thank you very much for tagging me into this one. So she has tagged me into the VR, which is hashtag halfway to Halloween. How could I not? And it's really questions. There's a couple of questions and it's the answers to the questions. So I'm just going to kind of make my way through them. And it's been started by Happy Haunts Library. So do pop over and give both Tapestry of the Unseen and Happy Haunts Library a little view and like. And the prompts aren't designed by a tarot person, so that's why I've just put down some visuals for you. I think somebody kind of got the impression that I like a little bit of spooky. Yes, I do. So question number 1, haunted houses, yay or nay? Now, I wouldn't choose to live in a haunted house, is probably my answer to that question. And what a very apt card we have here. Because the thoughts of living with what we see in the movies freaks me out slightly. And that wouldn't be my chosen thing to live with. You know, when we see people going to house most haunted or, you know, around, you know, traveling around, visiting places that are heavily haunted. Now, the caveat to that is all houses, this is going to tell me a story, all houses hold secrets, and every house I've lived in has its own echoes and traces of a previous owner, including the one that I live in now. This one is less inviting than my previous homes, to say the least, and therefore I still wouldn't choose to have openly entered a contract living with one. So I do not invite them into my house, absolutely not. And I would probably do all that I can to block out, break the links, break connections, and not allow it to continue to grow in connection with me. So in a roundabout way, it's very impossible to say nay, but nay would be my correct answer. However, in reality, it does occur. A favourite ghost story or haunted legend? I don't know. I mean, when I was a child, you know, you used to do the standing in front of the mirror and saying, you know, Bloody Mary 3 times and then spin around, touch the ground and all that stuff. I never got to the third one, I will admit. I ran out because we used to lock each other in dark toilets on your own in the school buildings. So it was always at the end of the day when, you know, there's not a lot around. And we all know how freaky school buildings are. So for that reason, I never really got there. But that was a favourite kind of, you know, myth story. You know, the one from The Craft, light as a feather, stiff as a board. That one actually works. I've done that many times with friends. That one blows my mind every time we do it. But as far as, I mean, that's a legend, isn't it? Haunted stories or legends, there's loads in this part of the world, the southwest of England. I mean, one of the ones I remember being told in school, which used to really freak me out, was, and I think this one is one that goes across the world actually, I think you hear it in different ways, is about the people driving. So here we're told they're driving on the moors because the moors is close to us. So they're out driving on the moors, boyfriend and girlfriend, and they pull up in a really dark spot and they hear some noises and the girlfriend freaks out, and then the boyfriend has to get out the car and go and see what the noises are that's freaking her out because it's putting him off and he's not going to get any. He's gone for a long time. She starts wondering what's going on, and then she can hear banging on the roof. It's like this, like, you know, bang, 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 bang. And she's like, what is going on? To the point where she actually has to get out of the car. And what she finds is her boyfriend's head is bouncing up and down on top of the car roof, just bouncing. So that's one that I've I think it comes in all sorts of formats, that one, doesn't it? Let me know in comments below if you have a story to go with that one. So number 3, what's on my Halloween decor hunt list? Yes, I do go decor hunting. Here, it's usually kind of end of July, beginning of August, I think, is when some of the decorations arrive in TK Maxx. That's the place that has them first for me. And I always pick up something. I don't go out searching on purpose, but I do look for something to go in my house that fits my aesthetic / normal personality, but that I can swap in for Halloween to use as Halloween decor, i.e. Candles, wine bottles, candle holders, biscuit tins, plant pots. So yeah, whatever I can come up with will be what I choose to pick up. So it's just dependent on what I see and whether I'm like, you're coming home with me. Could even be cups and plates that I eat off of. Candy corn, trick or treat. What the hell is candy corn? I've never heard of it. Well, I've heard of it. I have absolutely zero clue what candy corn is. Really no clue. It doesn't exist in my childhood treats and snacks and things. So I believe it's some type of candy because it's candy corn. For me, Haribo jelly sweets. So if you're in the UK, are you a Tang-fastic Haribo sweet eater? Yay or nay? I'm a yay, definitely. And the super sour challenge sweets, oh yes, absolutely. Nothing is funnier than seeing people's faces when they pop one of those in their mouths. Best costume ever. Have I ever dressed up? Of course I dress up. Every year I dress up. I used to have parties a lot. Love dressing up. I have a whole chest of clothes. I remember the good old days when we used to have parties pre-COVID. COVID kind of killed everything, the mood for everything. It's such a, and yes, so now when we have Halloween, I do dress up. I have been told off for scaring the people at my door by the parents. And I'm kind of like, yo, you knocked on my door. That's the point to Halloween. You don't just come knock on my door and expect me to dish out sweets. If you can't come and say trick or treat and get the request correct, I'm not giving you out sweets just for knocking on my door, because not everyone dresses up very, they're not particularly good quality costumes always here. Sometimes it's just someone's put like a bin liner over their normal clothes and come and banged on the door. I'm like, yeah, no, you need to earn it here. But I do love creating a haunted house atmosphere in my front porch and playing scary music and chains and creaky things and cackling witches and stuff. And sitting in the dark and just kind of, rising when I see them come to the door, because it's a glass door, so I can see them coming. Yeah, I do. I take great pleasure in that, okay? I have dressed up as Maleficent. I dressed up as one of the witch sisters this year. I have just dressed up as a standard witch. I have dressed up as a goth. I've dressed up as a demon because I've had red eyes. So I put red eyes down. I've been a skeleton. So yeah, I've been a few things for trick-or-treaters. I love it. My partner is just like, he just leaves me go. He just leaves me to answer the door. He walks away and then there we go. I've been a witch. Did I say that? I think my favourite has got to be Maleficent because it's kind of like Disney character, but dark Maleficent. So, yeah. What book or movie screams Halloween to me? What book or movie screams Halloween to me? I mean, the era I grew up in was probably Nightmare on Elm Street. So Nightmare on Elm Street, Poltergeist, probably scream Halloween to me more than a lot of the others. Books, I don't read scary books because I'm like Joey from Friends. I'd need to stick it in the freezer and it'd never come back out of the freezer because I can't do scary books. I did buy a trio that I noticed Sandra from Spirit of Avalon was reading. I haven't actually got around to reading them. Mad Witch got one of them as well, and she started reading it and then she said she had to stop because it was too scary. So for that reason I haven't managed to carry on. So yeah, I don't really have a book. Maybe Nightmare Before Christmas. It bridges two. Or Scooby-Doo, something Scooby-Doo-esque, Scooby-Doo the movie. That one will do. Yeah. How do I spend my Halloween night? I think I've kind of explained that. I decorate the front porch, I dress up, and I sit and wait in the scary ambience, waiting for the peoples to come knock on the door and collect their, sweets and leave. And in the meantime, try to scare them a little bit, not too much. Like, I'm not trying to give them nightmares, but just try to give them a little bit of a, oh my God, that house is so weird vibe, and remind them to brush their teeth, because there's nothing worse than sweets rotting your teeth out. That's how I spend my Halloween night. And what Halloween really means to me, I mean, Halloween is Samhain. And Hallows Eve, Halloween, apostrophe E-N, is how it would have been spelt here. Is full of all sorts of myths and stories. So you've got the story of the jack-o'-lantern, Jack defeating the devil. So there's that story, and the reason why we put the jack-o'-lanterns out. There's also, it's part of the land, the culture of the land, and cultivating the land, protecting the cattle, making sure that they're free from harm, putting them through the smokes to cleanse the cattle's skins, freeing them up from ticks and things. So there's so many other things, other layers into Halloween that I am familiar with, and just kind of grew up around knowing it was just a normal thing. I didn't really realise, but now that I'm older and I am more spiritual based, more tarot based, more practice based, I'm starting to understand more about the folklore and craft behind the area of the world that I live in, and touching home with some of what I am now looking into myself and what I celebrate, and the reason why I seem to love, or naturally love Halloween so much. That's what they're kind of starting to feel to me. So it's a time of the year, it's a passing of a season, it's connecting with others. Halloween, when I have parties, is to celebrate and to come together and to communicate with other people. Not spirit necessarily, to communicate with other people. It's to have fun, it's to celebrate, it's to share food, to share beverage, to dress up. And the point of dressing up is to scare away any evil spirits, isn't it? So there are things about, it's a joyride for me. So there are things about Halloween that I've always enjoyed naturally, and now I enjoy them even more and freely as I'm an adult and I can. My mum doesn't understand why I like Halloween so much, but I do. And it's the mingling. That's what it is to me. There are other parts of this season as well that we celebrate here. So we have the All Hallows Eve, we have All Souls Day, All Saints Day, which all link into the same things, what is that one? Santa Della Muertes Day, is that right? Have I got that right? Have I called it the right thing? The Sugar Skulls Day in, is it Mexico? Shoot me if I've got that. No, I'm kidding. Correct me in comments if I've messed that one up. I'm pretty sure I have, because I haven't got Google or anything next to me. So yeah, just the Day of the Dead, isn't it? Day of the Dead. So I think that's it. I think that's the 9 questions that are in halfway to Halloween's tag. So I will stop there. There is an alternative next one, which is to tag other people to come and do this. I'm going to leave this one open. I tag all of you that are watching to come and join me. Put yourselves into this conversation, and let's see what you've got for your questions. And until the next one, take care. Bye bye.